Hi, everybody. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripecolor. As always, I'm doing a live video last minute. Something said to do it now, so I'm doing it now. Full moon Leo. It's a really beautiful moon. It's been beautiful all week, but it's really full. I think it's going to be full in the morning, but we probably won't be able to see it. So, full moon Leo. Leo rules the heart. Leo rules the heart. And today I was looking through my books. I don't have as many books as I'd like. However, I hate when people read to you, so I'm going to read to you. You always end up doing what you hate about other people. Okay. So this is from Sabian Symbols. So there's a little message for each sign, and I'm only going to read the positive, because that's the way I am. I read the wrong one. Isn't that interesting? Leo 3, Leo 4. Sorry. Leo 5. Rock formation at the edge of a precipice. Okay. This is a symbol of the constitution of reality in crisis, offering a challenge to man as it pyramids and ramifying involvements until action or decision becomes an immediate necessity. There is no possible sustainment of individuality without an acceptance of difficulty. Okay. As significant and an accompanying realization that every shift in orientation is a demand for some enlarged self-discovery. Aha. Well, enlarged self-discovery. I really get that. Okay. So lately, past few days, I received some information, spiritual information about myself, about past life stuff. Hello. I just got here also, Mama. Yeah. So I received some spiritual information about some past life stuff, and it rang true. So it really kind of messed me up. And I've been going into the Akashic Records lately, which is, the Akashic Records is like a library of information that's accessible to all of us. And it holds the past, present, and future lives of every individual on Earth from the beginning of time till the end of time. And so you can do some rituals to get in, and then you sit and listen. And I asked them what to do with this information. They said I should go into hypnosis. So I found a hypnosis on, on YouTube. And I utilized it, and I got a lot of information. And it really made a lot of sense. And I really feel like this new year, this new energy coming in for the year, today is really this up, because full moons, you would think the full moon, it's a great time to start. It's really a great time to let go. So I got some really incredible information. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to keep on doing the work. Hello. I can't see your names. My vision is not very good. I'll give you the little prayer that I have for the Akash, okay? Hang on. I think eventually I'm going to offer Akashic readings, actually. And and the other thing I wanted to say, marketing, is the tarot classes have begun, but you can still join. And that's on Tuesdays. It started last night. It's a really good group. It's 6 weeks. So if you join later, like this week before next Tuesday, then Nancy and I will, have a private Zoom meeting with you and give you the first lesson. First lesson is more about numerology as an individual thing, to understand that numbers have an energy. And so it's not really tarot. And you would need a Rider-Waite deck. Okay, great card. All right, so this is the prayer that I use. Excuse me for getting into the Akash. I mean, I changed it a little bit. Mother, Father, God, angels, guides, ascended masters, higher self, I invite you into the sacred space of my heart to create an understanding of the highest knowledge, truth, and wisdom that exists now and forever. With gratitude and humility, I connect with the energy flow of my Akashic records, with the ascended masters and keepers of knowledge. I open my Akashic records. I receive information for my highest good and healing with grace and ease. So you go in like that, and then you ask questions and you listen. And the more specific you get, the better off. So I ask about, what I should do about business, what I should like that. I ask very specific things. That's what I do. Oh, it's Stephen. Stephen, you always show up at my lives. You're really interesting. I have Mama and Papa and all. Now, if you're both either air or both fire or water, and I get the king and queen tonight, then we know. Whenever I get the king and queen of the same suit in a reading, I feel like it's doubly energized. So it's time to let go of the old story and move into your passion. That's basically my little message. Let go of the old story and move into your passion. How's that? And I'm going to get to the February readings. The January readings are already up. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say. I threw away the glass. I had 1.5s and they stopped working, so I threw them away. I had like 7 of them. Leo moon. I have a Leo moon as well. In fact, my Leo moon is pretty close to this. My Leo moon, I think, is my Leo moon. It's like my friend Harvey is 3 degrees in the 11th house. So that makes me very shy. That's why I do YouTube, because I'm so shy. All right. Let's see what the cards have to say. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Yeah. All right. I'm sorry. Someone's going to have to blow my nose in the middle of this. It's the dry season here now, and I got sick last week because I was blowing my nose like all day long. There's a lot of contamination here, but they call it contaminated pollution, but they don't say pollution. They say contaminación. Mucha contaminación en el aire. In el aire. That's the thing about Spanish. You pronounce every single letter. All right. 2 choices. He's kind of a guy of choice too. El rey. And then the lovely 9 of Pentacles. So sometimes this is interpreted as, there are a lot of people. My moon in Sag is on the galactic center. What degree is that, Stephen? My Sagittarius is at the bottom of my chart. Oh, 26 degrees, yeah. That's probably where it changes for me. That's where it goes from the 3rd to the 4th house. All this stuff, my stuff in Sag is early. I have Venus Vesta conjunct like 0, 1 degrees. And then Mars, 9 degrees. Yeah. Sagittarius, 3rd house. All right. Okay. So sometimes this is like being caught between a rock and a hard place. That's how a lot of people read it. But I read it as intuition. I read it as like, I have to read. The way I read it is because she's blindfolded. Is like you have to rely on something other than your sight. You have to rely on your feelings or what you're hearing, right? And then taking that, like, listen to your body, listen to like something other than your sight, other than your intellect, right? Other than what it, it seems like it in front of you. And what happens is like she sits long enough and she's sort of contemplating. It's like, what should I do? What shouldn't I do? What should I do? What should I do? And what happens is her unconscious comes up with it with like a new land and a new energy. And I'm live on YouTube. Um, I'm expecting a guest, supposedly. Anyway, so this volcanic land comes up in the background. It's so hard to do this way. And it's like this new opportunity, like something subconscious is coming up in the background. Okay. Something subconscious is coming up in the background, right? Because I've sat long enough. And this is going to help me make my decision and help me get unstuck. And then the king of responsibility comes along, right? This could really easily be Leo or Sagittarius or Aries. But this is someone who takes their passion in their hand and they take their creativity in their hand in a very serious manner, in a very authoritative manner. And it's like, okay, I'm taking full responsibility for my life. I'm taking full responsibility for my story, for my past, and for my future. And I'm going to act on it because I have the staff of power. Boom. And then I get the lovely lady in the garden. And yeah, the way I say it is like so New York. And then I get the lovely lady in the garden. All right. I grew up in Brooklyn. What can I tell you? She's about gain. She's about relying on herself. She's about the comfort of home. She's about self. She takes care of herself. She takes care of herself. She knows how to take care of herself. And she worked really hard to build this garden. It's the 9. So she went through the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 5 and the 6. She went through all of it. And now she's at the 9. And it's like, I've attained my sense of self. I've attained my sense of abundance of self. That's what I'm getting today. I can't see anyone. Oh, hi, Jennifer. Hi, Ocean. What's for dinner, Ocean? I just had pasta. I made pasta with pesto and chicken and like julienne vegetables. It was really good. All right. So, interesting beginning, right? And I feel like it's about dealing with and putting to bed the past. That's what it feels, right? Taking responsibility. It's like, okay, I did the best I could do in that situation. Maybe I didn't do 100% right, but I need to let go and move forward into the future. Like, that's it, right? And be comfortable with myself. Be comfortable with myself, even if I'm a little fat, I'm a little skinny, I don't have enough money, I don't have the right job, because if everything is perfect, then why would you want to grow? Aha, the 7. So this is like this energy of like, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? I planted my seeds. When's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? And it's kind of like a watched pot won't boil. It's like you planted the seeds, have faith. You've done what you needed to do. It takes time, and allow it to take time. It's winter. Chicken salad with some rice and mashed potatoes. Yum. Yeah, sometimes sometimes I watch he was talking about the accent. So sometimes I watch my videos. Like, the more comfortable I get, the more I don't care. So there are certain words, like I say, what do I say? Wands, that 9 of wands. And then I say time. I say time. What time is it? All right. Depends who I'm hanging around with. I mean, I guess it's going to turn into like a Mexican accent eventually. Oh, the angel of healing is here. You know how I feel about this card? I'll tell you. It's really beautiful. It's a rebalancing. It's alchemy, right? So it's about combining everything. So it's like I acknowledge, right? I acknowledge like the past, the hurt, the sadness, the where I put my foot in my mouth, where I did the wrong thing. I acknowledge it. I forgive myself for it. And now I'm going to combine it with the new energy that I have to heal. And healing is about bringing oneself into wholeness, right? The thing, and it's Raphael, okay, who is the angel of the heart, basically. And Leo is the sign of the heart. Um, the way I feel about that, the temperance card is like the angels are here to help and guide us, but we need to ask them. We need to like put ourselves in a state of humility and say, I need some healing. I need some closure. I need some rebalancing. Can you please help me? Can you show me the way? That's what I get. Now, am I loud enough? Because sometimes I feel like my microphone is too far. Is it even plugged in? Yeah. Otherwise, you all would have said something. It's like we don't have any sound. Okay. Yeah. A change in finances, a change in security, a change in how one spends one's time. And I think the change is this is a really interesting card. I feel like this is both parts of ourself, right? Of the individual, right? And then she in front, she's really busy being victimized. She's really busy being, there's no room for me. I'm really cold. I don't have enough to wear. Here I am in the snow, boo hoo hoo, which, we've all been there. We've all been there. And then he, even though he got a bum leg, he's looking up. He's like, there's an opportunity. There's soup. There's warmth. There's like some guy playing a really bad accordion inside, but whatever, it's warm. So all the fives are really interesting in that they're all change, but the change I think can happen instantaneous in our perception and what we're looking at. And what we're looking at. You could look at a tree in the winter in the cold climates and it has no leaves, and you could be like, oh no, or you could say she's sleeping and she's going to give us beautiful blooms in a few months, right? It depends on how I look at it. All right, moving forward. Yeah, when I get, it's like there's no need to be so defensive. I have two sevens already. So sevens are about confidence. And it's like, well, how am I going to change? How am I going to move into my new life? How am I going to let go of the old stuff that doesn't work anymore? How am I going to forgive myself and move forward into the future? Right? Do I need to be defensive? Do I need to be anticipatory? I don't think so. The way I move forward into the future is by getting on the boat and moving forward into the future. That's how I do it. I go from a turbulent place in my mind. It's very hard. It's backwards. So it's very hard to, it's the turbulent water. I'm going into calm water. It's Lot's wife. That's the way I always see that. I see a lot in that card, but it's Lot's wife. So the story of Lot's wife is like she was told not to turn around because, she would see things she didn't want to see. And she turns around, she turns to full of salt, and then she's stuck, right? Like she doesn't exist anymore, but she's kind of stuck. It's like if I keep on looking back, oh, the way things were, it's like that's not going to work. I have to just look forward into the future and trust that it's going to be calm, that it's going to be safer, that they're refugees. They're refugees. It's like time to get on the boat. The other thing I get from that card all the time, this is my own personal thing, is that this is his mother or mother-in-law. It's the matriarch that makes the final decision. She says, you know what? The volcano exploded. There's ash all over the roof. There's nothing left in this land. We cannot, we cannot gather the crops. We have to get on the boat, get out of here to be safe. So there's an energy sometimes of like of a female ancestor, like a loving, benevolent female energy that's leading you toward a place that's safer, that's more calm, that's more that has more opportunities. Toward new hope, toward new inspiration, toward another rebalancing, toward blessings from above, toward messages from the stars, messages from heaven, toward and an openness. She's naked and pure. Like I'm completely open. I'm completely open to the new life. I don't know exactly know what it is, but I know that I'm done with the past and, I'm open. And if the past comes back and says, oh, even though this is a really messed up company and you don't work here anymore, we're going to offer you more money and you could be the vice president. It's like, why would I go back to a shitty company where I know what the situation is, or a relationship that's like dead in the water, whether it be romantic or a friendship or whatever? It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's what I get from that card today. Okay. Yeah, I have to move forward into the future. I have to move forward into the future with my new inspiration, with my new inkling, with my new perspective. And, even though it might seem a little bit like immature or naive, that's what I'm being called to do. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Yay. Moving. Half the time I think I'm just moving the cards around. Yeah, to establish something new. 5. Change. I'm incorporating, this is what I'm getting. I'm incorporating my past and my future into something that I'm going to ritualize it and establish it as like the new me, the new house to live in, the new place to work, the new solid foundation. Oh yeah. And here's the Queen of Cups. I'm trusting my intuition. I can see it. I can see where I'm going. And I see the garden, even though there are no plants in it. I see the hope, even though I don't know exactly really what it is, but I'm feeling it. I'm feeling myself being drawn toward the future, and to bless and love the past, because the opportunities are in the future, not in the past. Was that the card of the day? That was the card of the day today. Oh, the other thing is I started, I have this other service where I give you a tarot reading and then we kind of dissect where you're at, so to speak. And then I do a guided meditation, which I basically am channeling, because like when I do the meditations, it's like something comes through. So I have a general idea of like, we need to heal the heart, or we need to get clarity, or whatever it is. And then I do a guided meditation, and then that's yours. And then I'll put it into a video, and then you could use it again and again. So that's another service that I offer. And I just put it on sale until the 30th. I forgot that it was 31 days in January. I never remember that rhyme. Yeah. I can't go back to the old way of thinking. It doesn't work anymore. It's dead. You know what I get from this card lately? I will not betray myself again. I'm done with betraying myself. A new dawn is rising, and I'm putting myself first and foremost. I'm treating myself like a baby. I'm treating myself like a newborn. I'm reborn in my life, and I'm going to take care of this new energy, this new baby, this new opportunity, this new innocence, this new um, trust, this new abundance, this new ease. I'm taking care of it. That's what I'm really getting. Wow. Wow. All right. First, I'm going to look at the comments and then I'm going to show you all the cards. Now, have some patience with me, darlings. Mashed potatoes. Water is a good one. I could say it with that New York accent, and then I'll lose all my water. Water. Hi, Katie. Water. I need some water. I'm thirsty. All right. I'm supposed to have guests. They said 9 o'clock. I've been, here I do booking, but in New York I did Airbnb, and I had, I don't know, 500, I'm not even exaggerating, over 500 people stay with me in New York. And I'll be there. I don't think I've ever had a guest on time, ever, 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 ever. Well, the plane is landing at this time. It's going to take me exactly this long. And, the taxi is going to work right away. Oh, please. Whatever. They come when they come. I'm ready. What do I care? All right. I think this is the reading. And what I have is, I have 2 sevens. I only have 1 4. I only have 1 6. I have 2 5s. I have 1 10. 1 2. 2 pages. So, okay, if I break it down like that, the pages are inklings, new beginnings. It's like the idea of an idea not yet formed, right? Kind of the energy. But there's an energy also in the pages of like naivete, because they're inexperienced, and kind of enthusiasm and use. Like, yeah, we could do it, right? So there's a little bit of that energy. So it's newness. And then I have 2 sevens. So the sevens are confidence. Because sometimes it's like I want to take an action toward my business or this or that. And then I start doubting myself. It's like, just do something, Jeffrey. Just do something, and you'll figure it out. Well, I'm going to take the, all I own and put it into, like I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like, try something new. All right. Let me show you all the cards. And I never read them in order because that's just the way I flow. I had 2 Aunt Florences. All right. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Okay, that's a good number. If I listen to my heart and my emotion, I'm not going to just pick up anything that's offered to me. I have built a really lovely life for myself emotionally, and I'm comfortable with myself in the garden. I listen to my intuition, and I've made it through my own wit and through my own self-reliance. I'm taking full responsibility for that. And I'm going to get really quiet and then decide on what seeds to plant in what garden so that I can heal myself and change my sense of security, my sense of my own well-being, and bringing myself out from the cold. This is a new way of looking at things, and I'm going to grab this opportunity because the past is dead, and I have to establish, and I want to establish, something new that's more hopeful in a different place in my head. And I don't really have to be defensive about it. I can choose to be defensive about it, but that's just really a waste of my time and energy. It's really a waste of my time and energy. What I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to throw more cards, is what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is transform. Transform. This card gets a really bad rap. Oh, this is a great card. The past is dead, and I cut it up into a million little pieces. Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. And I fertilized the new soil. I fertilized the new soil so that something new could grow in the shining light, right, of the sun. So some of you have been with me with my garden. I bought a rose on the street. It wasn't doing well. I cut it down. I replanted it. And it was doing okay. And then I replanted it again and it got a plague. This is just recently. I cut it down to nothing again. Down to nothing again. And we'll see what happens. I'm not afraid. Not afraid. It's like, okay. Sometimes sometimes we need to take extreme action. And it's okay. I kind of like taking extreme action, to tell you the truth. Okay. Yeah, I'm willing to give up what doesn't work for me anymore. It's willing self-sacrifice, fascinating card. I'm willing to give up what doesn't work for me anymore in order, and I'm going to sit with that, and I'm going to allow spirit to illuminate my mind and my thoughts. Right? So what happens in this card, this is Odin on the tree. He put himself on the tree. He sacrifices himself to himself. He sacrifices himself to his light. He sacrifices himself and his attitudes and his habits and his experience to his own soul. It's a really profound card. And then he sits until he's illuminated. And what happens is he goes into the deep, deep, deep into the realms. And he understands all the realms, all the darkness, all the places that one dare not go, right? And he goes there. He goes there. He's a god, as we all are. And he gets in touch with the love in his heart, and he sends love to all the realms. That's what he does. And then he comes back and, becomes, the fabulous god that he was. Odin. Yggdrasil, Tree of Life. And then I'm going to get really serious and build this new life that I'm building, right? And I'm going to be resilient. I'm going to be steadfast. I'm going to be serious, and I'm going to be practical. And I'm going to build it in the physical world. There you go. Now that is an interesting first full moon reading of the year. Is it not? Is it not? I think it's fascinating. All right. What time is it? Yeah, I've been on long enough. Okay. Okay. So the service. So tarot classes are available. You can still join. That's on Tuesdays at 6:30 Central. I can't figure out the other stuff, so don't ask me. I'm offering another service where I do a tarot reading for you. We come up with a meditation that would help you, maybe affirmations. I tape it, and then I send it to you so you could utilize it at other times. Meditations are available for purchase, and I offer IET, which is, helps clear trauma, which is really powerful. I do it really regularly on myself and on others. And what else? I think that's it. Oh yeah, become a member. Membership is $5 a month, and it allows you to access the extended readings. And like I throw 6 cards for every sign every month, but then like I'll probably throw like another 15 but they extend it like it goes there. And if you want a private reading or a healing, etc., contact me. And that is the energy of the full moon. It's really about moving into a new life, moving into a new opportunity, a new stage. And really, think of it like they used to see off cruise ships, and bon voyage, with the champagne and the confetti. And it's like, think of it like that. Think of it like that. It's like, I'm getting on a boat. I'm going to a new place. My friends are all, here to see me off. And I'm going on an adventure. And the adventure is ourselves. That's the real adventure. That's the real adventure. I got to tell you that hypnosis thing that I did, past life regression. It was like, wow. So I'm going deeper and deeper into that kind of energy and that kind of work. I mean, that's why I do the IET. The IET helps heal trauma. That's what it does. It heals trauma from past lives and this life, and it replaces it with its opposite. So if you have like a thing of distrust, maybe you have a really good reason to be distrustful. A lot of us do, right? So we remove that, and then we put in trust. Or if this feeling of I should have done that, I shouldn't have done that, I should have done, shoulda, and we imprint freedom. There you go. And I also do that work with the pendulum. Some people prefer the pendulum because it's more, you kind of know what's going on. Whereas the IET, both the pendulum and the IET, there's the basic question that I ask is if you could change, shift, manifest, or create anything in your life, what would it be? And everybody wants to tell me what they don't want. And it's like, that's fine, but we're not there yet. Like I've taken you, I'm your rich uncle, and I've taken you to the big toy store. So you don't walk into the toy store and say, oh, I don't really want that doll. I don't like that doll. You go to the back of the store and you find the biggest dollhouse that you could possibly imagine, that you couldn't even imagine ever having, with the dolls, with the furniture, with everything. And it's like, I want that. Oh, okay. Right. And then we say, okay, what do you want to release? And you're calling in your angels and guides. I'm calling in my angels and guides. And the work begins and the energy begins to shift. So that is pendulum and IET. But pendulum, you're there, like we're doing it together, Zoom, and you cut cords and things like that, balance chakras. And the IET is like that, but I do it remotely, usually when people are sleeping, because they're much more open to receive. And a lot of times I'll get a message, and I'll write you the message that I get because I get impressions. And it's much more of it's a subtle healing. It's a subtle rebalancing. They're both born out of Reiki. They're both born out of Reiki, but I feel like they're much more individualized, much more personalized. It's like softer and more powerful at the same time. Go figure. Anyway, that is my to do, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the daily. And the daily messages. It's like, oh, I have no idea what's going to come. I go to the roof and I meditate, and then I'm like, higher self message, and then it's like, it comes right through. It's like, okay, you sure? Yeah, we're sure. Okay, and then I deliver it. My job. All right. In person, it doesn't look so. It's the light. All right. Blessings to all of you. Thank you for joining me. And have a lovely full moon. Go do a ritual. Go say, put on the thing, put things on the paper like you don't want anymore. Pieces and parts of yourself, attitudes, habits. It's like I release this, set it on fire, and then make another piece of paper of what you do want, and put it somewhere special. Put it in a plant. Put it, in a place that it's there, but you don't have to see it. Like almost like stash it away in your subconscious, plant a seed. You're welcome, Mama. You've been with me a long time, Mama. A long time. Before the fire, I think. It's been 2 years since the fire. Oh, look at how I'm smiling. It's been 2 years since the fire. I mean, it's been a real real adjustment and a real challenge in a lot of ways. But I'm so happy here. I really am. I'm so happy. I belong here. It's really obvious. Even with my, kind of not so good Spanish, and even with the inefficiency, and even with all the dogs and la la la, it's still like I belong here. No desire to go back to my old life. No desire to go back to New York. No desire. Yeah, none. None. Something really interesting. I remember being in New York. I think I was in my 40s. I was already making the t-shirts. I was probably like my mid 40s, so that's like 15 years ago. And I was crossing 8th Avenue near Times Square. I used to live really close to Times Square. So in the 40s, 8th Avenue, like say 44th, 49th, not 49th, like 44th, around there. Which is like a block away from Times Square. And I live 2 avenues away from there. I'm crossing the street and I'm kind of running away from traffic, because I'm jaywalking. And I got this like real hit. Like, you'll know when to leave. I was like, what? And it was like, it came out of nowhere. I was like, you'll know when to leave. I was like, okay. Whatever that means. I never thought I would leave New York. Never. Never. But I did. And I'm not saying I'll never go back. I'm not, I don't want to be like, oh, it's like at this time in my life, I'll never go back. All right. Thank you, Ocean. I really like your name. Ocean Garnet. It's a nice name. Garnets are so beautiful. Garnets are so beautiful. All right. Blessings, blessings, blessings. I'll see you soon. If you want to take me up on any of my services, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Become a member. Yay. And here they go. Here they go. If one starts, the other one starts. It's like, oh my God. They always wait for me to do the video. It's been so quiet in here all day. Whatever. All right. Bye. See you soon.